Hi Darren.
Hello.
Yep. Thanks for participating in this validation with me of this unit. Read and respond to routine workplace information at FSKRDG10. Okay, so I've
Yes.
got in front of us the assessment tool,
Yes.
the assessment plan,
Yes.
and this assessment tool validation record to it's like a checklist to see the tool covers all the elements
Yes.
that we're assessing. Yes, and then also there's a matrix. Yep. There's also a matrix inside there that we can have a look later, see if it maps up with all the elements and criteria. Okay. So let's have a quick look. All right. So there's an assessment cover sheet. Yes. So just have a quick glance, see if it's always. Hang on. There should be. Here it is. The code of conduct.
Right.
Did all participants agree to these terms?
To be
such
honest,
as be honest,
respectful and open-minded.
Yep, there's an equal airtime. We agree to do that. We also should agree to share diverse opinions.
Yes.
So, a validation leader will decide the response to mixed feedback.
Yes.
Okay, so whatever opinion we might have, we need to finalize on that. And there's also a copyright item here.
Respecting the integrity of copyright materials.
Yep. So this tool belongs to me.
Yes.
And then also the confidentiality code of conduct that you will be named as a participant in this validation. And this record will be openly available to anyone with the valid reason to review it with your name on it. And so please advise if you prefer to be identified as anonymous on this record.
No.
You'll be okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
So I have to agree to this. Yes.
Yep. Okay. All right. So let's just go and have a look through this checklist. All right. So we need to look for items that are clearly identify units and assess by code and title. Right. So
yes.
we got that.
FSKRDG10.
Yep. And the title? Yep.
The title is Read and Respond to Routine Workplace Information.
Yep. Okay, so this tool must address all aspects of the competency standards that's being assessed, such as elements, foundation skills, performance evidence, knowledge evidence, and conditions for assessment. So just have a quick look through there.
Yep.
Here, the map will show that all the elements.
Yes.
That's being covered. Yep.
Yep.
That. Competency map attached. You've seen that.
Competency map. Yes, that's here.
Yep.
So matrix.
And it also should include activities that reflect realistic workplace requirements. So we'll just have a look at the actual activities.
The activities.
Yep. Task 2 is a project, and task 3 is an observation.
Right. Okay, so task 2, interpreting information. And task 1 was written questions. Task 3 for the competency map. Observation checklist. So yes, these would be real work tasks or realistic workplace requirements.
It should also reflect realistic work conditions that can include the dimensions of competence such as task skills,
yes,
task management skills, contingency management skills, and job role environment skills. All right, so we've got the task management skills are.
So how you would break the task down into its components.
Yep, so I've done that. There's 2
Yes.
tables there.
Yes.
All right. Contingency.
And contingency management skills. What do you do if you can't do a particular task or you don't have the resources to do a particular task? What are you going to do as an alternative?
Yep. So we've got the question that covers that.
Yep.
You know, where is it? What's happening with this one? That's 2. I've lost the page. List 3 facts. So we've got section 1 and section 2. So section 2 would cover that, the contingency. We'll write 3 things you can ask your supervisor to make sure you have understood the information.
Right.
So basically, making sure that you seek review.
Right. Yes.
Feedback.
Feedback from the supervisor. Yes.
Right. And then job, role, environment, skills. So this was conducted in a classroom that's simulating a real workplace.
Yes.
Right. And the observation will observe that last component. Promote collection of evidence that is valid, sufficient, current, and authentic. So is it valid? So it's valid because it does tie back to the performance criteria.
In the FSK unit.
Yes. It's sufficient because there are 3 tasks.
Yes.
So 3 evidence types.
Yes.
Is it current? Yes, because
yes, the information relates back to 2015, so within the last 2 to 3 years.
Yep. And that's just an example.
Okay.
So current means it will be carried out, you know, in the next foreseeable.
Oh yeah. So this So the format is like something that would be currently used in the workplace.
Yes. So the matrix is a new new format.
Yes.
Okay. Then it's authentic. So it will prove that it's the owner's, the learner's work because it has space for the learner to input their answers.
Yes.
So that will prove that it is their own work.
Correct.
And it will be carried out in the classroom. Where the
and that
assessor,
gives you opportunity
yes.
to give feedback and for the learner to
on the spot. Yeah.
review their performance in their answer section.
Yep.
Yep.
So you've got that. Pitched at the correct AQF level. So this is at the AQF level 3. So looking at the language
Yes.
that's being used, that meets the requirement. So,
What about learner needs for that AQF level? Language and literacy numeracy.
Oh, okay. So at the start of the course, they would have undergone some LA testing.
Right.
And they meet this level.
Yes.
So at the moment, we don't expect to have anyone with LO needs.
Okay. But do the tasks meet that level?
Yes. So most of these tasks has been devised for AQL level 3.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Is it free of unnecessary assessment tasks?
There are 3 tasks.
So the first task is a series of questions, written questions, which will test their knowledge. There will be knowledge evidence.
Yes.
And for the performance evidence, they will be looked at in the task 2 observation.
Task 2, yes.
So
you've got a balance of content, knowledge in the task 1, and then skills performance in task 2 and 3 with the observation.
Yep.
So a nice balance of content and and skills. Knowledge and skills.
Flexibility and fairness. Offer a reasonable range of flexible options for how learners complete and submit assessment tasks. So this has been designed to be carried out in class during the session. How they were... we can always offer them...
well, you could actually redo the first task as an online quiz.
Yes.
So that would give learners the opportunity to do it online, but that could be in a supervised class situation.
Yep.
So you could use a quiz tool like Google Form or Quizlet to do this in, or people could even do it on a mobile device.
Yep.
So that would give some flexibility to that task. What else?
So if someone was not able to write down the questions,
right.
we can offer them verbal questions.
Yes.
If they're unable to attend the class for the observation, well, they can take the whole booklet home.
Yes.
Because it is an open book
yes.
assessment. They can take it home and then complete it and video themselves.
Take a video and submit a video.
Yeah, of them completing the task.
Mm-hmm.
Include information about available support and guidance if needed. So at the front of the page,
yes,
that would have been mentioned in the cover sheet and the learner instruction. So how important information about your assessment, our contact details is there,
mm-hmm.
and what else you should know. Okay, so yeah.
Yes, what else you should know.
Okay. Formatted and structured in a logical and easy to follow way. So just have a quick look, see if you can, if you were someone
a learner.
looking at this, will you be able to understand?
Yes, because the competency standard is mentioned at the top,
yep.
and then learner instructions for each task is detailed here.
Yep.
Requirements for satisfactory completion, and also an assessor instruction. So there's reliability between assessors, so inter-rater reliability, because each task has the assessment instruction. So it seems each task seems very transparent to the learner and also to the assessor. So everyone knows what they have to do, and that's consistent between tasks. The 3 tasks.
Does it include information, instructions and marking guide for assessors? That is clear, complete and has decision-making rules and benchmarks. So the marking guide starts here.
Yeah, so here, for example, in assessor instructions, the checklist allows you to record that you have had the opportunity to observe the learner applying these skills and knowledge. All items on the checklist must be observed in order to record a satisfactory performance. So it actually gives quite detailed directions to the assessor for each task in terms of what they're observing and assessing rather. Does that make sense? Mm.
Yep.
And there's also a marking guide for assessors. This one. Yeah.
So if you were an assessor, will you be able to access it easily and understand what your role is?
Yes, I think I'm confident that I would understand as an assessor how to assess using this guide. Yeah, because the marking guide for assessors is quite comprehensive.
Yep. It's clearly identified.
Yes, you see each task clearly outlined here, and what you have to look for to mark the student as satisfactory.
Yep. Okay, and then
there's also a record for the results for each task, task 1, 2 and 3, and of course the competency matrix to use as well.
Okay, so include documented or evident information for learners that includes clear, complete instructions and a clear outline of evidence requirements for a competent outcome. So if you were a learner, were you able to look at the task and know what the minimum standard you must do in order to get a competent result?
The minimum standard. Yes, there's requirements for satisfactory completion articulated under the task here. So it says to demonstrate this is for task 1, to demonstrate a sound knowledge of unit requirements, all questions must be satisfactorily answered. So that would require the learner to choose the correct option for each question. This one, competency standards for task 2, interpreting information, read and respond to routine workplace information, so that's articulated there. And task 3, the learner consistently checks that information is in routine workplace text has been correctly understood and use information to respond appropriately. So they're the directions to the learner. Again, articulate what the learner needs to do. So there's a good degree of transparency in each task.
Clearly identifiable version control. Not one.
No.
But where? Yeah, maybe I should have that here. I've got it on the matrix. I've got the version, but maybe I should have headers or footers for the whole document.
Yes, I would think headers, footers with version control on the footer.
Yep. Header, footer, version control. Yep. That's a good one. Include mechanisms to record name of assessors, name of learner, and assessment dates. Yep. We have that at the front on the cover sheet.
That's on the cover sheet here.
Yep. Learner's written consent to be assessed or equivalent.
Yes, learner declaration is also on the cover sheet.
All on the assessment cover sheet.
And then the assessor's details here as well.
Where can the assessment results be recorded?
There's an actual sheet for assessment results for the competency map, so recording of assessment results here. Yep. Learner's name, unit of competence, RTO, assessor name, and the 3 tasks here. 1, 2, 3.
An action plan in case of a not yet competent result?
Action plan, there's a scope for the inclusion of an action plan here in the learner record.
Maybe I should make that area a bit larger?
Maybe a bit larger for a more detailed plan. Yes, that would be good.
Other information needed to reflect the organisation's policies and procedures related to assessment and administration.
This one?
Oh yes, that's on the. That will be in the assessment plan. Yeah.
But there's some policy here about safety and logistics.
Yep. So that's all documented in the assessment plan.
Yes. Also, resources needed for the assessment. So it's documented on the 2nd page of the assessment plan.
And does it have the capacity for the assessor to note comments and feedback about the learner's performance?
That would be back on the assessment record.
Comments.
Yes, so there's an area here for the assessor comments.
So, looking back, what are the actions? What are the feedback and recommendations? So we said that we should have header and footer or footer
version control for the entire documents at the footer of the documents.
Not off entirely.
And that's so that every assessor can see what version, make sure that the assessors are using the same version, so that's really important to have that in the footer so that they can identify every page and make sure that it's the correct version that they're using. Otherwise it would be unfair to the learner if people are using different versions. It's not consistent or transparent.
Action required. Okay, so I should have the first draft. That's up to me. First draft. Draft 1. That's fine. And then you will have a look at it. You will revise it. Yep. Done. And then now. Yep. And I will sign here.
Very good. This is our record of our validation and our actions to be completed and our signatures.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.